Hey everyone, it's Shakira. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to an update video regarding my Candida journey. Okay, so many of you know and many of you have found me because you have your own struggles with reoccurring bacterial infections, Candida, yeast, so on and so forth, and you have been searching and searching for years for something that would actually help you. Deal with the issue. And so I do have the My Candida Recovery, which is a program which I documented everything that I did when I was dealing with and getting the Candida in my body under control. I'll link that below. And I also have Yoni Steam, which a lot of people are using, which I use as well. It comes with the rose quartz crystal. I will leave everything down below. But all of that aside, I get emails from my ladies that are doing the program a lot. And the main question is, how long is this going to take to get rid of, And so the answer is always going to be the same. And it always varies, okay? Because for me, I dealt with it for about 3 to 5 years, like symptom heavy, meaning we all have Candida in our body. It's the healthy and the good bacteria. What makes it an issue is when you start to have reoccurring bacterial infections, yeast infections, skin rashes and stuff like that. And so that's how the illness or the disease has manifested, and basically your body is screaming out for help now, like, listen, now you can't keep doing what you're doing. Like, I need you to focus on what's wrong, okay? So I dealt with it for five years or so, off and on. There were some months where it was better than others, but I was constantly dealing with, being insecure about how I smelled down there, and I was married, so it's not like I was dating. And I know it's difficult, like if you're dating or if you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend and you are insecure about becoming intimate because you don't want them to think you're dirty or something like that. So the bottom line is that it's going to take time, and it's going to require you to kind of slow down, scale back. If you've been buying boric acid suppositories, tea tree and coconut oil suppositories, douching and taking all these pills and stuff like that, you really have to scale it back. You got to try a couple things at a time. There's no way that you're going to know if the 10 pills work or if all you need is 2, like 2, herbal pills or whatever. So it's going to take time. It didn't take a month for you to end up like this. Trust me. This was all disease, just no disease manifests overnight. Disease is being incubated in the body right now. And what's going to make the difference in it manifesting as a disease or the cells in the body taking care of it is what you do on a daily basis. So everything from what you eat to what you drink to the stress that you keep, the type of partners that you have, it all matters. So that's why it requires you to sit down, have a seat, look at your life, see what has not been working for years, see what needs to go, and see what you need to add into like your healing protocol, your own personal healing protocol. So I share my journey and what has worked for me because I couldn't find anything online that was helping me. So at the height of my issue with Candida, I could not find anything online that made sense. Like all of the diet plans that I came across talked about eliminating basically everything. No ketchup, no mustard, no alcohol, nothing fermented. So no vinegar, no beer. I don't drink beer, but nothing fermented. I couldn't have anything fermented. And so for me, that just made me feel like I can't do this. There has to be another way. There has to be another way. So the next thing, and this is kind of like a segue into the next very common question that I get is, do I really have to change my diet? Yes. Yes, you cannot keep eating low quality food. You cannot keep drinking soda and other sugary drinks because that is feeding the overgrowth. You know, it's feeding the bad bacteria. I mean, once it overgrows, it's bad. Okay. And side note, I would get a colonic as well. I got a colonic and I actually saw the candida come out of me. I was like, okay, now I know that this is really the issue. Okay. So it came out. So I would do that. I only did one treatment, but you know, if you're able to, I was told I should do like 3 because my diet was good and it wasn't like I had years and years and years of sludge backed up into my system. So yes, when you think about what you eat, you have to think about the fact that this is literally fuel for the body. So if you're eating food that is absolutely absent of vitamins, minerals, and any life force, you know, then guess what? You're not feeding your cells what it needs. So I'm not saying you have to go completely vegan. I'm not saying you have to eliminate meat 100% because I did not. I still consumed meat, but I consumed more vegetables than anything. Way more vegetables than anything. Every morning I had my green smoothies, and then I got into, you know, superfoods heavy. So I have everything from hemp seeds to bee pollen to spirulina to everything. You got to invest in those things because, especially spirulina, because they fuel the cells, they heal the cells. It's just like our skin cells that we're told, you know, we get a pimple and then the skin will eventually, like if we're exfoliating, eventually it'll be gone, you know, and you have a new surface. It's the same thing with our cells in the body because skin cells are the same thing as the cells that are in our body. If you don't replenish and give the proper food to these cells, then they're not going to be able to operate and keep us from getting sick, keep the candida at bay at a healthy level. So that's really important that you change your diet. Stop eating McDonald's. First of all, you are too good to be eating McDonald's. Okay, if you eat it here and there, but all the time, or fast food, or food that is very low and it's not nutritionally dense or nutrient dense, then your body is suffering. Your body is suffering in more ways than one. You know, not only is it going to be hard to get this under control, you are going to develop some other stuff if you don't get that under control, okay? So another very popular question is, should I stop having sex? Now, we have already kind of debunked the myth that sex causes candida, okay? But what you have to remember when it comes to intimacy, whether it is with a male or female, is that you are swapping energy. You are also swapping DNA. So in my opinion, the way that it affects the candida is if you're not with someone that is not on your same level, spiritually, vibrationally, then you are not doing anything for your candida issues and your yeast infections and your bacterial infections. I was married again when I was dealing with this, so my spouse didn't care, but I think a lot of it is mental as well. Like maybe there is a scent, but maybe we magnify it times 20 in our heads because we're insecure about it. But I never got a complaint. I was always like, do you smell? And it was never like, oh no, I don't want to, you know, it was always like, I want some all the time. So if you are married or if you're in a committed relationship, and it's okay with both of you, then fine. But if you use toys, if you're not married, you probably want to use your condoms, okay? Because, I mean, obviously, like you don't want to catch anything, you know, any STDs, but you do want to protect that area, even if you are in a, you know what I mean. So yes, wash your hands. People that are using fingers, make sure your fingers are clean so that bacteria, we don't know what is on the thing, you know, not everybody's washing their hands. So even if your partner's washing his or her hands, they're opening doors, they're using phones, like wash it. Just make sure everything is clean, okay? So that way you don't have anything to worry about. I think that covers everything. But the last thing I want to really stress. Okay, so the last thing I really want to stress is that you must remain patient. You must stay the course of this journey. If you go back to the meds and the creams and the stuff like that, then you will never get to where you want to be, ever. And if you do, I mean, please tell me if you actually end up experiencing a state of like normal pH down there, okay, which I have been experiencing for the past 2.5 years. And it is amazing to know that, okay, I'm getting my period this month and I don't have to worry about my body being all jacked up, you know. Here's a tip: if you are planning to be intimate with your partner, but you don't want to have any scent going on down there, you know what I mean? You can do suppositories. I used to do that, you know, for my own mind. I've done coconut oil douches, apple cider vinegar and water douche, and tea tree oil and coconut oil suppositories. It is like a Band-Aid, just so you know. It's a Band-Aid for a bigger problem. Just know that the suppositories will not solve the problem, but it will help you in intimate moments when you want to not worry about and you don't want to be insecure about what's going on down there, okay? All right, so that's going to do it for this video. If you have additional questions regarding Candida, yeast, bacterial infections, so on and so forth, you can pop the questions in the comment section. You can email me. But as always, I appreciate you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.